All right. Everybody see me okay? Oh, I don't even have my microphone on. What do you know? Overslept. All right, how's that? Okay, here we are, and here's our regular crowd. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. Susan Jones, Andrea, James, Taco Platter, Anthony Olson, Kansas City. 3 emergency surgeries, open heart? Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you're right. Central Florida, MJ Brooklyn, how's the temperature there? Carlos Aguilar, definitely Hispanic, nice to see you. Sorry about the bad lighting. You know, I overslept because I took too much Elavil, is what I did. Way too much Elavil, or amitriptyline, because I've been having sleeping problems. Haven't you? It's been really, really a tough time. You're from India, sounds like it. Complex Gamer. Hi, Douglas. How are you? Good. I love your name, 94. Is that when you were born? Rita Zavendo? Vedno. Thank you. Dana from Canada. How do you make a Canadian apologize? Step on his foot. Shirley K. We spoke last night. Zolch 3CH. Nice to see you. Well, what did I do? I created a new joke book. Whoop. This is what happens when you overslept. You're clumsy. All right. Here we are, new joke book. Let's open and find something. Let's find a good pun, shall we? Okay. Things are pretty calm in Portland, but the other day, police were called to a daycare where a 3-year-old was resisting arrest. How about this? My favorite. I wondered why the baseball was getting bigger, and then it hit me. We'll keep those open. Taco, thank you very much. Wow, yeah, I still want to know your real name, and you still haven't given me any feedback on my book, but that's okay. Thank you for your $5 donation, and we're off to the races. As you know, your donations continue to make this video broadcast welcome. So we officially welcome you to the Pastor Doug and the YouTube, what do we call it? Is it the Sunday YouTube service? Boy, I won't do that. I won't take that much. I'm glad Complex Gamer, you like those jokes. Yes, it's Pastor Doug and the YouTube Radio Hour, or it's not there, that's New Yorker Radio Hour. What do we call this? It's Pastor Doug and the Sunday live stream. How's that? All right, I want to talk to somebody from so much time that can help me through my stress. Well, Yashik, you could find a good therapist or counselor in India. You can go online. There's mental health coaching long distance, or you can look at some good videos on stress. Rachel, my favorite name. I was going to name my daughter Rachel, but I never had one. Veritas Vincit. That's got to be some sort of Latin thing from the UK. Nice to see you. It's 8 o'clock there. This too shall pass. Dare say best for works that saved me so many times. You know, Shirley K, there's something called a Buddha Grove or something like that where you can actually get a bracelet, a silver bracelet that has this too shall pass on it. Maybe Shirley can tell you guys how to do that. Very, very impressive. Marcel Bolstelar, first time in this chat. Welcome, Marcel. Are you French? That's a French name. Larry Ranieri, nice to see you. Simone Hugerwurst. Hello, Doug. Sounds like you're from Scandinavia. Danon, I love that name. Hey, Thales from Brazil. We know you because you and Kyle have become friends. Howdy, everybody. Well, what is today? The 30th. How did the summer go so fast? Meanwhile, during the Republican convention, we had more people die of the COVID than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor combined. Can you believe it? Why don't we get a handle on this in America? You tell me. Pastor Tug the Blockheads, that's better. What is inner child work? It's where you go back to the part of yourself when you were a kid that was wounded, didn't get enough attention, maybe abuse, maybe neglect, maybe enmeshment, and you go and you reparent that from the current time right now. And it's actually, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you? 12 plus. Hey, nice to see you. No, that's not true. I've been kind of low. I go between about a 4 and a 6 in the neutral zone. Hi, Douglas. How would you get a job as a peer specialist? Oh, you will hear it in Portland. The National Alliance on Mental Illness has these trainings all the time. And no matter where you are, if you have a local branch of NAMI, that's what do it. So I'm going to actually type it in, N-A .org, except you don't capitalize NAMI. Anyway, the National Alliance on Mental Illness runs peer support specialist trainings everywhere. I actually went through one of them. Alex Haynes from London, thank you for the chest problems. Moby Zero, nice to see you. And Madeline Roy, 172 days sober, 100 something daily talk with sponsor. A is my priority, struggling with insomnia. Yeah, seeing a urologist about it. Hey, by the way, Madge, it's a good joke. Ring, ring. The woman answers in the hospital. Urologist, can you hold? You like that? Urology department, can you hold? Okay, Shirley K. Dana Dawson, my therapist is doing inner child with me, and it helped me tremendously. How do you deal with strong, intrusive, negative thoughts, Sharik? I have a video on that. My second most popular, called How to Respond to Obsessive and Intrusive Thoughts. 3 ways. Let them go by like leaves going down a tree or clouds going overhead. Say cancel, and say something positive, or just do mindfulness meditation. Well, we already talked about that. And the third thing is to distract. D-I-S-T-R-A-C-T. It's like respect, from Aretha Franklin. D-I-S-T-R-A-C-T. Go out and shoot some hoops. What else can you distract if you have negative thoughts? You can go ahead and listen to music, call a friend, vacuum the floor. You like that joke, Madeline? Yeah, so that's the cool. So 3 things: mindfulness meditation, replace with an affirmation, or distract. My recovery is going okay. How about you, Alex? I love to hear people from the UK. I won't kill myself. I love my kids too much to leave them with the pain when I'm gone. No way. Thank you, John. That's exactly what I'm writing about in my new book and my new website, Reasons to Stay Alive. And we used to have a gal named Danielle here, and that's why she stayed alive, for her 4-year-old daughter, who's now 14. John Martin, I hope you're getting good counseling and going to mental health treatment to deal with your depression. But remember, this too shall pass, as Taco Platter so eloquently said. And I'm going to type it right here so everybody can see it. No matter what type of hell you're going through, you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death. You are not pitching your tent there. You're not renting a room. You're not building a house. This too shall pass. The key affirmation whenever you are, whoops, except I can't spell pass, can I? Sounds like pause. All right, according to my computer, we have 53 viewers. Is that correct? Why people say that you're not capable of something doing only because I make silly mistakes? I don't know. Don't pay attention to them. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Yes, again, John Martin, good work. Stay alive. You will feel better. I can guarantee it. Jewish American princess. Yes, you've said that before. Alex Haynes says, I'm still struggling with vivid dreams that disturb me and make me, make me feel very uncomfortable all day. Other than that, I'm recovering quite weak as weeks go by. Well, talk to your doctor about those dreams. Who knows what's causing them? You could also give yourself a post-hypnotic suggestion before bedtime. Royston Tilts, good ending, Douglas. And good ending for what? Thank you, Robert Jenkins, for your weekly $20 contribution. You are the patron saint of YouTube. I said it once. And I was thinking about you this morning. I was going to call you, and how are your obsessive thoughts doing? Because Robert Jenkins has put up a valiant struggle against OCD. I don't know why I'm slurring my words. I just have to essentially go slower. Simone, I tried to wean off all antidepressants because it went so well, but after 3 days, my depression come back. How do you wean off correctly? Simone, I have a video called Very Slowly, New York Times article. Talk to your doctor, please. You have to go off these things very slowly. Different ways of doing that for different people. Anyway, Royston, I don't know what you mean by good ending, but Marcel, first time here, not doing so well. My stomach's been feeling like it's been filled with knives. I can't enjoy anything. I constantly feel like I'm missing something in my life. I'm sure what to do with life. Well, call in troops. Go see a gastroenterologist to rule out anything physical, and go see a counselor to feel what the existential depression is. Whatever you have, you can work through it. You know what Joan used to tell me when I was suicidally depressed? And by the way, my book is almost done. I am so excited. Everybody who has heard this, when going through hell, don't stop, right here. Everyone who has heard the audiobook is thrilled. This guy from Australia does an amazing job reading it. And so, God bless him. Do I seem blurry here? I don't know what it is about. Is it, I think I have too many windows open. Anyway, the video quality doesn't seem very good. Anyway, Marcel Bolstelar, I'm not doing so well myself, because yes, so go to a regular doctor and go to a mental health professional, and you can basically, you know, get some help. Again, anything you're going through. Oh yeah, so Joan said, when I was in this going through Hell Don't Stop, she said, you can survive and you can make it with the right kind of support. And she was absolutely right. That's what it took, my darling Joan. You can make it through this with the right kind of support, or right type of support. Okay, change that into an affirmation, folks. I can make it through this with the right kind of support. I have the ability to create support for myself in my life. Affirmations are so powerful. They declare truth over you. Words are powerful. I have a book called Words That Heal. I talk about the power of the spoken word. Thank you, Robert Jenkins. I appreciate that. My thoughts have been coming and going. Listening to you helped me a lot. I'm latching on as much, by the way, finished painting that room. Great. I need to. I'm going to work on it. And the $20 was from Terry Murray. God bless you. I've never seen you before. And Robert Jenkins, yes, you've been doing okay. My OCD can kick me in, of course. Did you happen to look at the Graymond, at all Graymond? Ali, no. Email me the link, will you? You got my email address, douglasbloch@gmail.com. But thank you, Terry Murray. Do you have any comments, questions? Because you gave money, you go to the head of the class, you can ask anything you want. Complex Gamer 94. Douglas, I keep having an intrusive thought that causes me intense anxiety. What is the right treatment? Is it possible one day I will stop thinking? Yes. Talk to Robert Jenkins, exchange email address. This is what he's been going through. A combination of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and medication can help obsessive thinking. How can one stop having problems with falling asleep and then oversleeping in the morning? But what I've physically tried, I can't fall asleep. I've been having this problem for 2 years. Wow. Okay, so there's a book, Rudy, called No More Sleepless Nights. It's all about something called sleep hygiene. And of course, there are medications. I take Ambien, A-M-B-I-E-N. There's others. I'm not diagnosing. Of course, this is for informational purposes only, this whole live chat. I can tell you my experience, and I can tell you about the experience of others. And the one piece of advice I will always give is check in with your doctor, check in with your therapist, check in with your psychiatrist. They are your mental health guide. I'm here just to give you information and to be a cheerleader on the side and to give you good information. So, insomnia sucks, but there are ways to deal with it. I've had insomnia since I've been a kid. So there's also, I have a video called What Happens When You Wake Up at 4 in the morning and can't get back to sleep. But you have problems falling asleep. But there are nighttime rituals you should do. You should essentially, there's lots of things. You can turn off all electronic stuff. You can meditate. You can do a ritual. No caffeine after 3 p.m. There's so many ways you can work with your sleep. Sleep disorders are so common in America. Lots of information. Go look at my video, The Role of Sleep in Healing from Depression also. Lots of good stuff out there, but go see a sleep. One thing you should do is get what's called a sleep study. You go into a clinic, they put electrodes and wires on your head, you fall asleep, and they monitor what's going on in your brain. So you should get a sleep study and get a referral. Okay, Alex Haynes says, negative thoughts will disappear as time goes by as long as you distract yourself constantly, which is one of the things I said. Allie Graymond, who is she? My phone is ringing. That's interesting. Fortunately, I have it on silent. And I'm going to say, can I call you later? There we go. My assistant. Don't know how to get this lighting correct. I'm sorry. I overslept and talking about oversleeping. Well, we'll make what we have do. But, all right. Terry Murray. Hi, Doug. I've been here many times from Vancouver Island. Wow. Look forward to these videos. Always think of you and your message when I see you eat bananas. Best with peanut butter. Yeah, I had those when I went in camp. Thank you, Terry. Vancouver Island. Is that like Vancouver, British Columbia? It must be. Say from my own experience, I encourage you to choose love. Parents will originally come around, and if they don't, you will have a life companion with whom you can enjoy the ups and downs. That's nice. Oh, by the way, what was I just going to? Oh, inner child work. Yes, the best book on inner child work is called Homecoming by John Bradshaw. Made the bestseller list in 1990, before many of you were born, probably. And at any rate, if anybody has read this book or knows about it, I will send you a free PDF file of my self-care activities to improve your mood. I've spent 40 years developing this, no lie, and these will help you, no matter what state you're in, have a better state. You know, I used to write with pencil, and I gave it up because to write with a broken pencil is pointless. More puns. A thief who stole a calendar got 12 months. Now that's good, don't you think? A thief fell and broke his leg in wet concrete. He became a hardened criminal. And finally, some of my nephews have gone into rehab. I don't know, isn't drug addiction horrible? Anyway, I went to one of the rehab centers. There was a sign on the lawn that said, "Keep off the grass." Can you imagine that happening in a rehab center? Somebody must have liked one of these puns. Aren't they good? I think they're pretty good. All right. I hope some of you enjoyed those. LOL. Dana Dawson, which one did you like? Thales, you can say to yourself something, I don't need to worry because if I slip back into another episode, I'll come out of it again. Yes, excellent, Thales. That's brilliant. That's what I tell myself. Oh, your mom loved the book Homecoming? You should definitely take a look at it. You've had, some definite wounds. We woke up. We wish we could vote in the upcoming U.S. election. Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm not going to get political here, but yeah. Mixing drugs and alcohol is never a good idea. Of course it's not, Madge. I hope you're not doing it. Why do I think people are so self-destructive? Because there's two things at war within themselves. The good and the evil. Human beings are destined to struggle between the good and evil within. And people who do the right thing, find the right place, and get a spiritual path, usually the good will overcome the evil. But it's a constant struggle. Wow. Yeah, Alex, I'm glad those thoughts stopped coming by in your head. Last week I had a dream my mother gunned me down and shot me point blank. The look on her face was satisfaction. Wow, Susan Jones. In dreams, sometimes people refer to somebody else. Is there somebody in your life that right now you think is trying to gun you down or be negative towards you? Wow, that's a powerful dream. Did you wake up scared? Saif Shakia, how does one already in depression handle situations in their life from making depression worse? I get emotionally attached and find it hard to let go. Yeah, it's hard not to get emotionally attached when you're feeling vulnerable. Work with your therapist, and work with your therapist, and do all sorts of things to give yourself love. I took 1/2 trazodone making coffee. Oh yeah, I blacked out and fell, broke my ankle. That was 8 years ago. And I was drinking at the time. Yeah, well, of course that has nothing to do with it. Glad you're not doing it now. Shirley K., those with insomnia, try to learn the 4-7-8 breathing twice daily for a few months. Now I fall asleep while still sitting up in bed. Do you mean 4 inhale, 7 hold, 8 exhale? Can you be more specific? It's been almost, yeah, Taco Platter. We all live in fear that we're going to have another episode. I like what Anthony told you. All right. Yes, you sleep way too much. That's one of the symptoms of depression. All right, I'm going to have about, who said they think of me banana and peanut butter? Here's the banana right here. Now I got to get some peanut butter for next time. Hey, Carmia 268, nice to see you. You've helped me a lot with my anxiety. Well, great. Anxiety is a horrible thing to have. It's the most common mental health disorder in America. Thanks for all the kind words. Love you all. I'll email you a pic of my This Too Shall Pass. Doug, see you all next week. And what part of, do you live in Alberta, Taco Platter? What province of Canada? You want THC indica, not CBD for insomnia. CBD is more for pain. Well, it also relaxes you. Everybody has different reactions to different medications. Can a place contribute to depression? In Florida, I feel 20 times worse than I ever felt in New York. Yeah, you can be in the wrong place for your energy and for your sensibilities, definitely. But now that you're there, you need to make the best of it. Carmia, nice to see you. If shopping has become an addiction, you should definitely go seek help and counseling. That would be a wonderful thing. All right, well, yes, you should have woken up scared, Susan. That's a scary dream. At any rate, I made some really good puns and I only had one LOL. You're not giving me the right kind of reinforcement. Well, what do you think? What do you think, guys, think about the end of summer? All of my breakdowns have happened in September, October. I hate going into fall. Some people like fall. I love summer. It's very good for a depressive to have the sun out and have it out late. Matter of fact, at 5:30 tonight, I'm going to go for a really nice bike ride. Moby Zero, I don't have depression, but lots of specific things like buildings, people, and even some video games make my anxiety worse. You should all look at my, thank you, Tom JGW. Oh, ASMR, yes, that's supposed to help you sleep. I sent you a link to her jokes on your phone. Thank you. So, what was I going to say? Something that was very, very important. Oh, yes. So here is something you want to watch. It's my most popular video. It was a book report of somebody else's work, but it's unbelievably true. It's called How to Rewire Your Anxious How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain. I'm going to basically give a message. I'm doing a live chat. All right. Any other questions I can help you with? 81 people here, is that correct? Let's make it up to 100 like we did last week. That'd be really nice. All right. So, what have we got here? August is my worst month, says Lazy Ranch. It's when I have the most dark thoughts. Glad this month is ending, but it will not, and it will be getting cooler soon, yeah. Not jokes, a video from Graymon. You'll like it? Okay. Sharian type at Douglas. Sharian from Abu Dhabi. That must be in the Middle East. Big fan of your work. Well, thank you. I'm glad it's helping people. That's what it's for. Yeah, Moby Zero had his dad pass away from COVID. Isn't that, Moby, you have everybody's tremendous compassion and love. That's a really tough thing to go to. Uh-oh, Edward Steiner's got the best jokes. I got gas for $1.39. Unfortunately, it was from a taco stand. I don't know. I guess I'll do a screenshot and we'll check it out. I guess I can use that. How do you overcome trauma in a healthy way? That's a $64,000 question. Trauma is very complex, and essentially you have to go back, feel the feelings, and let them go. But I'm not a trauma therapist. The way to get over trauma in a healthy way is to find someone, a mental health counselor, therapist, psychotherapist who specializes in helping people with trauma. It's something you normally need someone else to help you with. Shirley K, when I first started Prozac, I had psychotic episodes for 3 days. When I changed doses, meds usually have some weird days. Is it normal to have weird feeling in the front of your head when you start taking antidepressants? Well, antidepressants have so many side effects. You could probably find it in the literature. How does video games affect panic attacks? I don't know. Some people, it could give them a focus. Society is superficial. It always has been, Robin Hood. United Arab Immigrants. Yeah, isn't that like a wealthy city or something? It's probably very hot there. What do you recommend me to do when I get an anxiety attack at school? Deep breathe, maybe step outside to calm yourself down. Lots of techniques. I hope you're working with someone who's teaching you cognitive behavioral therapy. You can tell yourself, this too shall pass, it's okay, and just try to, breathe into it and not freak out about, don't get anxious about the anxiety. But fortunately, there's a lot of information written about dealing with anxiety attacks. And again, when you have this, you should always be working with a mental health professional. But, and why don't you just type that in Google, see what people say. It's like when my dad died, the world to me became 1 billion times more uncertain. Moby Zero, that's a beautiful description of what happens when a young adult loses their parent. I have actually helped a number of people. My goddaughter lost her father at 12. My godson lost his mother at 9. I have another person I'm working with who lost his father at 18. I know a lot about young adults and even children who lose their parents. It's something you never quite get over, but you can get over it. Just started Prozac for anxiety and rumination. How common is Prozac for this? Nelson, it's one of the things Prozac is used for. I hope your doctor told you that. How is it effective? One man's meat's another man's poison. It's all trial and error. Talk to your prescriber, but that's what happens. It may help, it may not. If it doesn't help, you'll probably try something else. Yeah, 105. I told you it was hot. What the hell do you guys do? You must have air conditioning. I like the ocean and the water too much. That's why I'm in Portland, Oregon. Help someone else if you can. This will benefit you. Very good words of advice, GBH, when someone has a loss. So what is the mental health treatment like in where you live? Are there good counselors? Is it free? Are there good psychiatrists? Do you have access to ECT, TMS? What is the mental health resources like? What are they like where you live? Super strain, Robin. Yes, let your teachers know that you have panic attacks. Very good. Nice to see you, hear from you. I lost my last 2 jobs due to anxiety attacks. What should I do? Workplace, not to get fired. You should probably tell the person who hires you that you've got this mental health disorder. People are much more, open to and much more tolerant of it. And I think that, try to work with your employer and also get in treatment. Tell your employer before you start work. Absolutely. How do you choose between parents and love when in depression is hard situation when you don't want to lose both? You need to give me more details. I'm not quite sure. Usually it's always good to choose love. Cat Stevens lives part-time in Abu Dhabi. Wow. Maybe you'll see or hear him. Look, a lot of people here have never heard of Cat Stevens. He was the great, great singer from the 1970s. Oh my God. What was it? I'm Being Followed by Moon Shadow. I could play it for you, but YouTube will not be happy about that because it's copyright. Mobius here, you should love your brain. You should love every part of your body because it's what you've got. More coffee? Daniel D, I have been having nightmares constantly for months. What could that mean related to my mental health? Well, obviously, A, something's troubling you, or B, you've got something going on with your digestion or something in your body that's causing that. I did experience intense anxiety prior, but it subsided, and I do have OCD. Well, Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychiatry, said, dreams are the royal road to the unconscious. So it means that something is going on within you that's bothering you. Again, talk it over with your doctor, talk it over with your therapist. I'm afraid I won't be hired if I disclose my anxiety attacks. See, I know it's not horrible early. It's called the stigma surrounding depression. If you told someone you had like gallstones, right, or you had heart condition, or you were in remission from cancer, they wouldn't care. Psych out your employers. Some people, they're becoming more tolerant. Yusuf Cat Stevens is performing again limited engagements and just did a re-recording of T. Oh wow, T for the Tillerman. Wow, was that guy not amazing, Shirley K? Shirley's my age, We're both about 26, but we have, this is our second life. Is mental health issues contagious, hereditary? Well, everything's hereditary. Crime is hereditary. Crime runs in family. Mental illness runs in family. Alcohol runs in families. Even cancer, they all do. So yes, but it's not contagious, no. Someone is spreading serious but false rumors about me on social media because of this. I lost my job. Oh my God. People are harassing me online. I'm sinking into despair. Please tell me what I should do. You need to get into counseling immediately, Ben, and maybe just delete your online account. Yeah, we didn't have that when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s. There was no online bullying. It's a big problem. Reach out for help, find a good counselor, and you probably can't say what, you probably can't control what they're doing, but you probably control whether you look at it or not. But, get some help and find other people who've gone through the same thing, and also go online and look stuff up. Nelson, I took Zoloft and it really didn't help too much, but Luvox is awesome. Yes, I told you it was. The rumination happens still, so I've learned not to latch on. Purity MBA. Is that Given Randy? Given Randy, going once, going twice. Thank you, because it's the year 2020, I know. 76 people. I thought we'd get up to 85. Thank you. Where do you live, Given Randy? And thank you so much for every week giving me the 2020 donation. I love it. You're a mensch. Ask a question if you want, okay? Well, time for another bite of my banana if I can only find it. Oh, well, so much for my joke book. And so I'll have a blueberry instead. How's that? Edward Steiner, I want some more of your jokes. But what if the employer doesn't want an employee with mental health issues? I lost a 7-year job a month after I told my ex-boss that I had bipolar disorder. Well, that's tricky. That's why I guess you have to be discreet, don't you? It's too bad there's such discrimination and stigma about mental health issues or mental illness. It's totally unfair. Well, guess what? I found this piece of paper. What do they call an unhelpful psychiatrist? Dr. Dolittle. No matter how much you push the envelope, it remains stationary. I was going to wear my camouflage shirt today, but I couldn't find it. Why did the vampire get fired from the blood bank? He was caught drinking on the job. And of course, my favorite, who was the knight who invented the round table? Was it Sir Arthur? No. Was it Sir Gawain? Was it Sir Galahad? No, it was Circumference. I used to teach math. And by the way, my favorite dessert was pie. All right, enough jokes from me. I'm not getting any laughs, so without reinforcement, forget it. Nelson 415 says to Robert, thank you for the helpful information. And Robert says, you're welcome. What can trigger depression? Loss, 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 and loss. Separation, loss of love, trauma, stress, financial problems, health issue, getting fired from a job, losing a parent. So many things can trigger depression, Louise. Yes, Mobius Zero, thank you for that beautiful, beautiful sign off. I hope you're seeing a grief counselor, or better yet, going to a grief group. It's too bad you don't live in Portland, because we have something called the Dougie Center, not named after me, but it's the Dougie Center, and it's for children, teenagers, and young adults who have lost a parent. Support groups. The name of the game, Mobius, is getting support. Go look in Portland and call up the Dougie Center, D-O-U-G-Y Center, and see if they have anything where you are. I'm going to actually write this down. Okay, Mobius? They have their own website. Check it out. Go on to the internet. D-O-U-G-Y-C-E-N-T-E-R. Okay? And that is for children who have lost parents. Meaning for children whose parents have passed away. Why do the cows have hooves? Because they lactose. Thank you, Dana. What's the difference between burnout and mental breakdown? Burnout usually leads to breakdown. That's what happens if you don't take care of yourself. Anthony Nelson, Anthony said a joke. I got to go find it. Good to see you. Thank you, Suba Bubba. The pirate got very angry when his ship kept floating away. He had to take anchor management. Oh my God, oh God. Where did you come up with this? That was my favorite. Anchor management. Whack Knight showed up to battle unexpectedly. Surprise. Oh, surprise. Surprise. That was also good. Two good jokes. Anthony and Edward, you've come to my rescue. Really appreciate it. Raymond Carey says, Jesus Christ is going to get me out of this depression. Hey, he healed a lot of people of a lot of stuff. How do you cope with loss of cognitive functioning when you get through challenges? Find out why. If it's depression, go into treatment, medication, CBT. Also, exercise really helps cognitive functioning big time. Can you ID if someone is depressed by their symptoms? Yes, that's the only way you can identify depression. It's a syndrome. There's no blood test. There's 9 symptoms you take a look at. It's on the, it's the DSM-5. It's on the internet. I also did a video on it. Which knight got injured in an awkward place on his body? Circumcise. Very, very funny, Anthony. I like it. Hey, we're up to 82 people. Let's hit 90, shall we? That would be great. We have 18 minutes left. I'm getting hungry. I'm talking and like nonstop. And Ava Johnson, hey, Sweden here. I always wanted to go to Sweden. I know, I'm really like Scandinavian energy. What about GAD? Egad, how to cope with that, best advice. Well, I'll refer you to my video. How to rewire your anxious brain. So they didn't spell anxious right. I transposed the A in the N, right? Okay, 80 people. I don't know what chat rate of 9 means. Not quite sure, but I can always ask YouTube. So, Robin Hood. No, that was the cognitive functioning. Who asked me about anxiety? Yes, everybody hit the thumbs up, like button. It helps direct people to this site. Thank you. Yeah, this disease does suck. Someone asked about how to overcome anxiety. Thank you, Thomas. How do I stop using Xanax for sleep? You basically wean yourself off under the care of a doctor or a prescriber. I love you too. We love you too, Stephanie. Thank you for this live chat, Nicole from Vancouver Island. Are you the second person who's been here from Vancouver Island? Depression is always worse on Sunday, but you make my day. Well, thank you, Nicole. That's a beautiful name. All right, someone asked me about anxiety. So, 2 circuits. One is called the prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain. That's when you worry about things that haven't happened, and that's one kind of anxiety. The other is called the amygdala anxiety, which is right here in the limbic system. It's the fight or flight mechanism. It's when you basically get stressed out and your body secretes hormones like cortisol and you can't turn it off. It's like the on switch is on, you can't turn it off. So there's a physiological anxiety and there's a mental anxiety, different treatments for each. Check out this book, Rewire Your Anxious Brain. Thank you, D-Dog, 5858, I love you too. So yeah, check out that book called Rewire Your Anxious Brain. And also, of course, always see a mental health professional. What does your shrink say about the advice you give here? They say it's excellent. They've read all my books, my shrink. My shrink loves my work. And because it's based on really good research and personal experience. What can I say? To those suffering, don't give up. Really listen to what Douglas is teaching you and you can begin to hear. Well, thank you. Hello from Caddy, Long Beach, California. Nice. Why did the banana go to the doctor? It wasn't peeling well. That is a bad joke for a 5-year-old. Thank you. Oh, a research team sends them to you. Well, hey, Edward Steiner, can you give them my email address? I want them. You can't be alone in getting good jokes. I can find it. DouglasBloch@gmail.com. Right there. Yeah, get your research team on my side. 12:45, 15 minutes to go. We've been 3/4 through this live chat. Could definitely use some other donations. Navan Israni, I like the fact we have an international audience here. How can I make it easier to control my social anxiety? Usually through something called, what is it? Exposure therapy, right. I have a bunch of videos on that. Sherian type, many thanks, man. Many thanks to you. Thoughts on Effexor? One man's meat's another man's poison. It put me into an agitated depression. It's helped other people a bunch. It's an SNRI, very popular, very well tested. How can I make it easier to control my social anxiety? Yeah. Gradually expose yourself to people, work with your cognitive behavioral therapy, your thoughts about how you look in public or express yourself, and work with a doctor. If you don't want to have a credit card but want to donate, you can become a patron for as little as, actually it's $2. Link is Douglas Bloch's video descriptions. Well, thank you, Super Strain, and I'm actually going to give you the link right now. So if you want to be a monthly contributor, wow, we have 85 people. Let's hit it to 90. www.patreon.com/DOUGLASBLOCH. You go there, and for as little as $2 a month, you can become a monthly subscriber to this channel and help it continue. Thank you, Super Strain. Thank you, Robin. I find out just trying to have constant joy fixes all of my life's problems. Of course. If you have constant joy, it's hard to be depressed, isn't it? Does this screen look as out of focus to you as it does to me? I don't know. It must be. Maybe there's some crap on my camera. I have to clean it off. How do you do that, John Jaffilian? Achieve constant joy? It's called getting enlightened, Susan Jones. It's tough. I was about to ask the same question. And where is Sweets? Sweets, sweets, sweets. Thanks much. I guess somebody answered his question. Terry Murray, why is the transition of waking up in the morning and getting up right so challenging? It's a subconscious thing. It comes with anxiety and depression. Somehow during the night, I don't know what goes on. Maybe all the fear builds up, but it's such a common experience that people have. Early morning is horrible, but as you get through the day, it gets better. By the evening, I find things are really good. Why did the math book look so sad? Because of all its problems. Excellent. I like to use that. I'm going to take a lozenge, guys. What happens when you talk too much without stopping? Aladdin Fox from the UK. Hey, Tessa Young, nice to see you again. Yes, you're welcome, Aladdin Fox. Susan Jones, notice what you said. I have to try to have constant joy. As long as you're trying, you're not getting there. All right. I think lighting, is making you funny. Yeah, but I always use the same lighting. Here, let's take that away. It doesn't matter. Something is going on. I'm going to have to talk to my videographer, but you guys can, thank you for putting up with it. Complex Gamer 94. I don't know why, but ever since my anxiety started about 4 months ago, I have had lucid dreams every night without fail. I can remember them all incredibly well. Has anyone else experienced this before? And lucid dreaming is amazing. And I've never heard of it being connected with anxiety. It is blurry. You're absolutely right, Chicken Sandy. I wish I had... I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm going to ask my videographer. I could put my finger here and clean I will. I'll try to go ahead and clean the camera. Doesn't do anything, does it? All right. So we will get this thing handled before next week. But change the lighting a little less funny, huh? Yeah, don't you think I'm a little clearer now? All right. Maybe that fixed it. It seems like I'm more clear now. All right. I think the lens is dirty and fogged in the camera. I just cleaned it off. Much better, yeah. Dana Dawson, well, I'm sorry it took me 50 minutes to figure it out. Next time I'll get it handled ahead of time. Thank you all for your patience. Yeah, it looks better. Nothing like cleaning your lens, huh? Dana Dawson, you're the best. We'll always put up with you. Your videos have saved me. Well, thank you, Dana. That's very kind of you. What part of the world do you live in? I always like to know where people are coming from. Oh, that sounds like a really good pun, doesn't it? Good saliva, thank you. Yeah, everything is clearer. I guess I just need to clean the darn lens. John Gaffilan says to Susan Jones, how to be happy. Makes a difference on how you choose to view things, the world. If we see things, how we see things affects our mood, then let's see the best in everything. Canada, thank you. A lot of good Canadians here. I wish you could vote in the election. All right, so Tony Robbins, Unlimited Power, the great NLP practitioner, one of the best coaches in the world, said many years ago when I met him or saw him, 2 ways to affect your mood. Change your physiology, okay? That's exercise, drugs, good and bad. Change your physiology and also change the way you picture the world, which is what John was saying. The way we view the world has a tremendous effect on how we feel. If we are like Eeyore the donkey and always looking through the world through a kind of unhappy lens, a negative lens, so well, things will never get better, you know, my life sucks, you know, the world is horrible, you're going to be depressed, as opposed to everything happens for a reason, I can handle this, whatever comes my way, and more people are good than are bad. You see what I mean? It's the way you picture the world. And there's something called reframing. So I'm doing a new epilogue of my book. I said, for my audiobook, I say in the epilogue, my mental breakdown of 96, 97 was the worst thing that ever happened to me. Almost died, but it was also the best thing because it set me on the path for helping others go through depression, because I had to go through it myself first. It was a test, it was a challenge, it was painful. It was like, you know, my time on the cross, but then I had a resurrection. So if I only focus on how horrible the depression was, I'll be miserable. But if I can see the good that came out of it, and I can, you know, say, yeah, it was necessary. If I can reframe it, as the NLP, you know, word goes, if I can reframe it, put a different frame around it, right? See it differently, things change. This is a powerful idea. Viktor Frankl, in the concentration camp, says, everything can be taken from a person but one thing, the ability to choose how you respond to any situation, your ability to choose your own way, the ability to choose your attitude. No matter what happens to you, it's not what happens, but what you make of it. Of course, this is nothing new. Seneca said, right? And the Roman philosopher, it's not, you know, the events that happened, but how we perceive them. There was nothing new under the sun. But the person who said, your view of the world, John Gaffilan, makes a big difference on how happy you are, absolutely. And we have the choice to how we see the world. Now, right now in these dark times of COVID and authoritarianism in the United States and and uncertainty, it's easy to get negative. But we have to work to stay in the positive. And the best way to do that is to reach out to other people and have loving connections in your personal life, your professional life, your psychiatrist, therapist, whatever. Surround yourself with good people. Have a community that creates healing, and you can get through these hard times. That was all spontaneous. Okay, Roller Girl, yes, nice to see you. Reframing your reality, I love it. Nicole, it's a powerful word. I got excited when he said, eating clocks is very time consuming. I agree, Edward Steiner. I want to be on that mailing list. Thank you for your $35, and I'm glad. Edward, how's my book, by the way? I sent Edward an autographed copy of my book when going through Hell Don't Stop. I know he's only gotten to page 2, but how is the first 2 pages? I'm sure you've gone further than that, Edward. Reframing is looking at something in a different way. Roller Girl, I love your name. I think you're in Nevada. And who said that? Shirley K, yes. Where is Victor? I got excited when he said, Victor. I thought I was going to get a shout out. Oh, did I say Victor? Oh, well. Hi, Victor. Nice to see you. What is reframing? It is putting a new frame, putting a new picture. It's a very powerful concept. All right. Lori Lee Villanueva. Sounds like that could be Hispanic. Thales, it's different for men. Women don't care about men's beauty so much. That's true. You need a haircut? Yes, right. And you know what? Ever since COVID, my hairstylist won't come within 6 feet of me. How can you cut the guy's hair when you're 6 feet away? I can see you're shining in so much better. Oh, yes. Well, that's because of the lighting. Yes. At least I still have some hair. I need a haircut. My brother is completely bald. So is my father. Neatest makeup counter. I always watch your live sessions. Thank you. I love your name. Stephanie from How the Fire is Going. I hear they've calmed down in Monterey. I'm not a handsome man, but it's perfectly someone for us to find someone who loves us by who we are, not for how we look. Yes, as I said, women are much less, care about that. They do want, if they're young and they want to have children, they want a man who could be a good caretaker or a caretaker. Caregiver? No. Bring in the bacon. Worker, right? I never had that because I was too depressed to hold a good job. But my wife, Joan, saw the good in me and came to my rescue. When we got married, she had 87 cents in her bank account, so she didn't really care about money, did she? Complex Gamer. I live in Cumbria in northwest England. I'd love to live in America one day, though. At least you can visit. Nelson 415, San Francisco. Boy, has that gone through changes since the Haight-Ashbury. I lived in and visited San Francisco in 1968. Yes, you're right. How you choose to view the world is it. Well, we have 3 minutes. Lazy Ranch, my world is too small. I need to find a way to meet people, get out more. I've been living off-grid in isolation for almost 15 years. It's made me particular. I'm scared of people, though. Well, maybe you can work with people. Look at the people here. People are basically good. How do you make holy water? You boil the head out of it. That's one of my favorite puns, Super Strain Robin. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. I just love that. I haven't written, have you written an autobiography? Well, there's a very famous spiritual teacher, enlightened person from India called Paramahansa Yogananda. He wrote a book called The Autobiography of a Yogi. Well, he came to me in a dream and says, now it's your turn. You should write a book called The Autobiography of a Dougie. Kind of rhymes, doesn't it? I have been through so many interesting things. My editor on my new audiobook says, you have so many interesting stories. Oh my God. It's true, but you know what? Nobody would care to read it because I'm not, a famous figure in the world out there. I can't even get a Wikipedia page, even though I have 5 million views on YouTube and I've sold 500,000 books because I'm not mentioned in the media. So if you guys want to call your local newspaper and start writing articles about me, then I can get into Wikipedia and write an autobiography. Otherwise, you'll just have to get to know me through these videos and through my writing, where I have a lot of self-disclosure, especially in this new book on suicide prevention. By the way, tell me if this is not a great description of somebody who is suicidal. It's called, the title of my book, I might have shared this with you. The book is called When It Hurts Too Much to Live. 5 pounds, Complex Gamer, you came to the rescue. Sorry I can't donate more, but I wanted to show my gratitude right now. Your video is literally a lifesaver for me. I wish you the absolute best. Well, I wish you too. Let's wish each other that, should we? Yes. And who else gave 5 pounds over here? Complex Gamer, yep, thank you. And thank you, GPH. Thank you, Douglas. Some very helpful words as always. Bis nastachi whoosh. Okay, what language is that? I know you're from Europe because you're paying in euros. All right, I got to get back to the main. I got to get back to the main thing here. Thank you, Edward, again. I love your joke. I love it. I love it. I love it. Or your pun, really. I can't figure out how to get back to the live chat because all these live chatters all these donation people are taking up the screen. No, that's good, but can someone help me? I can't. Oh, say something. Well, what do you think of When It Hurts Too Much to Live? Isn't that a great title? Patty Brady from Ireland found your Healing from Depression book again. Lost it a few years back. Well, I'm glad you found it. It's a great book. The law of attraction seems to be true. My biggest fear came true. Well, yes, and so can your biggest love. Ali Graymond for OCD, recommend reading Brainlock. It's a great book. Can someone translate GPH's words? Bis nashti wosh. It must be, I don't know. Those who have this problem develop a fear of fear, slow exposure therapy. Yep. Your wife has a good heart. She absolutely does. Anyway, Victor Castillo, if I write my autobiography, you can write the foreword to it, okay? Say that he used to have writer's block. He used to be a stumbling block. He used to be a communist block. Then he got over it and he just started writing. All right, it's 101. What someone say about the Clippers? Oh, something about the NBA? I follow basketball. Did anybody say anything? Fear of fear, slow exposure therapy. Oh, I guess I was imagining the LA Clippers. Oh, attach the Clippers to 6-foot pole. Don't know what that means. Oh, I see. You're talking about the scissors. The guy who won't be within 6 feet of me because of COVID, he has a 6-foot pole and he attaches his scissors to them. I thought you were talking about the LA Clippers. Yes, that would be very good. I'll have to ask him if he can do that. Nicole Blanchard, keep doing what you're doing. You encourage me. Well, thank you, Nicole. A beautiful name. I like your photo. Is that red hair? Red hair is cool. All right. Well, Rach 113, you're at the end, but it's nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you have a quick question before I sign off? I'm already 2 minutes over time, but I started late. I'm really glad we got that focus problem solved, huh? Always helps to clean off your lens, doesn't it? All right, so let's end with a joke, shall we? If I can find 2 jokes. Well, this is the first one I ever told. Why did the Scarecrow, Wizard of Oz, after he got his wish to go back home, why did he become a successful neurosurgeon? He was outstanding in his field. Be kind to your dentist. He has feelings too. I have a dental appointment for the first time on Tuesday. I'm scared of dentists. And what do you call a pig doing karate? Pork chop. All right. And that's it. Here's the final one. You got to know your art history. What did the art thief say when he was caught after his car stalled outside the museum? I should have taken more than the Picassos. I needed the Monet to pay for the gas to make the van go. I'll say it one more time. What did he say when he was caught after his car stalled outside the art museum? I should have taken more Picassos. I needed the Monet to pay for the gas to make the van go. How about that, ending on a bad note, or a bad pun note? All right. Thank you, everybody. Be well. We'll see you next month. It's Labor Day weekend here in the States next Sunday, but I will be here as always. And keep up the good work. You like that? That's a good one. Thank you. Terrible art puns. Yes, an artistic joke. I loved it. I knew I had to get that in there. So, look, it's a tough time. It's a fearful time. But perfect love casts out fear, says, Paul the Apostle. Perfect love casts out fear. Get into love, get around people who you love and love you, and you'll make it through this. Don't read too much in the media. Take a news break. There's a lot of negativity and fear out there. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, as we say in The Wizard of Oz. You are going to be okay. And until we see you next week, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. God bless.